Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Last video we were talking about 3 steps, goal, system, identity on how to beat corn addiction. But this steps is how you change and you actually go through the change completely and actually build these positive habits and stick by them and reinforce them through repetitive habits. Fuck! Hey, what's up guys? Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Last video we talked about the 3 steps of change, setting up a goal, focusing on the system that's going to get you to that goal, and the last step, identity, which is one that before reading Atomic Habits I had no idea about. Most of us just focus on the goal, and in this case it's like the goal is how to overcome corn addiction, how to beat that addiction. And so my goal for you guys is reducing the amount you watch and then reducing the amount you beat off. So that's the goal. The system is how we actually achieve this. So last video and all my previous videos on overcoming corn addiction, I talk about some of these methods. And then the identity change, where you no longer identify, it's not part of who you are. Corn addiction and all that is not part of who you are. And I gave an example in the last video about that. For this video, I want to go in depth on why you should do this. If you're not convinced, if you haven't watched my other videos, why you should stop consuming corn and beating your meat. What makes you freaking sad? Nutting to pixels is depressing, and it ruins your relationships with women. And this is both in studies and personal experience. If you're a guy and you had a girlfriend and you were watching this stuff, it's very clear the negative effects. It's just horrible. And the studies show that it's the same part of your brain as other drug addictions. So it's just another addiction. And it's kind of a simple addiction because the common motif of giving into your desires is that it's on a screen, you're looking at a screen. And it's weird now, just how these social medias work, but it has such a grip on your attention. It's very hard to just get away from the screen. But if you just get away from the screen, go for a walk, talk to some friends, family, what have you, do something away from the screen, I'm gonna say, bless you. If you just get away from the screen, you can get your mind off it. You can refocus at the task at hand. Read a book. I've been reading a lot recently. Going outside in nature, because there's something missing in your life. Something missing in your lifestyle. Something is out of balance that makes you just want to do this degenerate activity. And I completely understand. When you're online, there is so much. You're being bombarded by this imagery, this degenerate content. Being bombarded every single day, everything you see, you know what I mean? So if you are on your screen because you're learning, at least in my case, you could be learning something or reading up on something or watching a show or something. It's just in everything, right? So you gotta understand that you have to be aware that it's bombarding your psyche with this. And every time you give in to that lust, every time you see some chick that's hot and you're like, oh damn, she's fine, you just lost. It's just chipping away at you until you give in to your desires, until you give in to the temptation. And we can't have that. You gotta stay strong. And now that I've said this, you gotta be aware and implement these steps. So watch the last video, the 3 steps on how to overcome corn addiction, because I go into a bit more detail in the steps. But use those steps in conjunction with what I've talked about in this video and my past videos on what actually triggers these desires, how to actually manage them. Just getting away from the screen works well. The thing that I do, it sounds cringe, but it actually works. But when you come across these videos of some girl doing her thing, she's being a bop or whatever these people say, You just say, no, I'm good, and just keep going, because that reinforces that it's not part of your identity anymore. By saying, no, I'm good, no thank you, you're physically and mentally being aware of this sort of content, and you're like rejecting it, keeping it out of your psyche, guarding your psyche. It's so important in protecting that energy, because you need that energy to be productive and actually put that energy and time into your goals, and you're squandering that energy and that life essence on pixels, bro. It's ridiculous. So check out the last video with the steps if you want to learn more in depth, and like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.